All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Th000 versus Foggy. This game taking place here on Echo Isles, and apparently I didn't put enough space up in name right there. My apologies. Hopefully, it is still easy. Actually, no. Maybe I can go ahead and fix that. Let's see if I do that right there. Right? Come on. Yeah, there you go. Alright, anyways, let's actually go ahead and look at the game. We have Foggy spawning as the red Night Elf player over here on the top left-hand. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and swap the colors. Foggy is the blue Night Elf player over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Opening up without an Altar of Elders yet. Has an Ancient of War. And, well, that most likely means it will be a Tavern Hero. Coming in from Th000 or Sandan, we have, well, the red human over here, opening up with your standard Altar of Kings, barracks, farms, and everything of that nature. For all of you guys watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Am I aware that WarCraft 3 Reforged, the beta, has been released? Yes! And for the first time in a long time, I did not get access to a beta. I had access to Overwatch beta, access to StarCraft 2 beta, access to Hearthstone beta, access to Diablo beta. But well, no, now not anymore. Some of you guys may be like, hey, contact the people you know at Blizzard. I knew I had worked with Chris Metzen in the past. I have worked with Dustin Browder. I have worked with a number of other folks in the PR department, and they are no longer there. So I may just be willfully forgotten, unfortunately. Or, you know what? I don't want to think any malice from the Blizzard folks. They're just probably going through a changing of the guards and perhaps have forgotten about me. But yeah, really waiting for some WarCraft 3 Reforged as we are looking at a footman now chasing after a wisp. One of the things I will say, I'm still not used to the WarCraft 3 animations as of yet. It takes a little bit of time on the Reforged to get used to that and have your eyes really retrain. Arcane, Vault, Blacksmith, all of those buildings still takes a little bit of time for my mind to actually wrap around it. Foggy, on the other hand, is opening up with the Dark Ranger and Archer opening. Now, that is going to be rather interesting. Dark Ranger opening is very, very powerful, and it may cause this Forest Troll Shadow Priest to run out of mana very fast. Let's take a look at this peasant now trying to, well, purposely lose his aggro by attacking another militia, only to re-engage against the tunneler. So a little bit of a misstep there. One peasant taken down. Meanwhile, Footman catches that it is going to be this mass Archer Dark Ranger strategy, and this is one of those situations where the Dark Ranger army gets very scary very fast. You can take a look at that. 3 skeletal minions, 4 archers. That is already a lot of damage. You can see a footman off over here. It's going to take even more damage as well, and that footman will be perhaps trying to back off here. More archers now coming across. The skeletal minions will be getting into position here. There's some ensnares. Skeletal minions now trying to make their way forward. They're going to absorb a lot of that damage once more. But more importantly, more skeletal minions will get added into their numbers. Dark Ranger also with a Gloves of Haste perhaps should automatically be, well, targeting or turning off and turning on those black arrows. You don't want to be wasting that mana. You can see 5 skeletal minions already out. So this army is already rather large coming across from Foggy. What is Th000 going to do? Th000 is going to play his straight up normal game at this point. Going to go ahead and clear out this expansion, pick up Gloves of Haste, which should be useful if that Mountain King actually went bash. With the changes to Thunderclap, more Mountain Kings have gotten, thank you. Hi, you no get Reforged beta. Yeah, nope, I did not get the Reforged beta. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, I didn't get the Reforged beta. I was just mentioning how I got the Reforged. I've gotten every single beta in the past, except for WarCraft, which, you know, it does come as a little bit of a surprise there. Mountain King with level 2 clap, easily eating through many of those units right there. Also, Tree of Life in position. Another Thunderclap there. Mountain King has suffered a lot of terrible damage. The Forest Troll Shadow Priest will have to come across, get in large amounts of heal. And if the Mountain King can do it again, oh, there's the silence. There's another clap, though, finishing off some units as the Mountain King down to 53 hit points. Mountain King trying to stay alive, and all of those archers are going to Shadow Meld. Let's take a look at that. Mountain King down to 64 hit points, and you can take a look. That Forest Troll Shadow Priest is doing his absolute best to keep this Mountain King alive, who is now down to 53 hit points. Dark Ranger doing a little bit of chasing. What is my favorite race? I am actually a human player. My human bias has been known to show from time to time. I do want to play some beta. I really do. I want to relearn all of the micro and just get back into the swing of things, retrain my eyes to be able to watch the WarCraft 3. This replay, I believe, is about 2. I can actually tell you after this game. If I pause the game here, I can let you know. But I generally try to cast games that are still relatively new. It is still patch 1.31, so it is relative to any strategies you may be trying to learn and implement. Now, Foggy has gone with this Dark Ranger opening. The problem with the Dark Ranger opening is that it is extremely mana intensive. Alchemist is now being trained up to try and counteract, well, that Thunderclap. Also, the Alchemist is going to be able to use the focus fire of those archers to really maximize that damage once more. Level 2 Dark Minions are currently out onto the field, as we may see another Acid Bomb being thrown out. It is Thunderclaps going up against Focus Fire, and you can see how much damage is just getting added in every which way. Mountain King low on mana, could have clapped to try and finish off another archer, as you're seeing the damage just get added back up. Would be interesting to hear your thoughts about some beta. I want to play the beta. I really do. Dark Ranger now pulling back once more as we see another Acid Bomb, well, hitting many of these peasants and these units off over here. Damage over time is incredibly important, as Th000 has the economic advantage right now since this Tree of Life is not yet up and running. Alchemist now heading back over here to the top left side. Mountain King, Boots of Speed, double Clarity Potions. That Mountain King is on a one-man mission to clap his opponents to death. Yeah, as you see, an Acid Bomb being used right there. Stormbolt onto the Alchemist. Alchemist could be in trouble. Alchemist, how is it going to be able to break free as the Force Troll Shadow Priest now, well, being forced to back off again. Dark Ranger gets some additional shots off onto those units that are low on hit points, as the, well, archers and remaining units are looking to back up again. All right. Let's take a look. Dark Ranger and Alchemist, both sides fighting their way through. Mountain King gonna go ahead and, well, try and finish off this Alchemist once more. Mountain King trying to push some damage as the Alchemist, well, oh, did we see a little swap of the item? Pure Up the Vitality given to the Alchemist. He will most likely drop that item, drink some Moonwell juice, and then pick it back up. Let's take a look. There are a number of Moonwells down, but unfortunately for Foggy, he only has, 3 Moonwells at this point and stage in the game, which is rather low. He is also at daybreak now, so he should be getting up a Moonstone to try and refill those Moonwells quickly. Meanwhile, a little bit of a battle in the middle portion of the map. Those black arrows trying to maximize that damage. Are they going to be able to finish off a footman? Yes, it does. And you can see how much damage is being done right there. I think that looked like a Stormbolt, followed by some additional units, and the Dryads now slow poison, adding it, making it even more easy and more effective for the black arrows. Well, nope, black arrow arrived a little bit late onto that target. Units now looking to back up again. Let's take a look. Force Troll Berserker gonna get finished off here. Alchemist is still sitting at level 1. Not your standard game by any stretch of the imagination. Foggy trying to invent something new, and this is one of those situations that I like about WarCraft 3. WarCraft 3 gives you a way to express yourself and express your army. Foggy's army and this particular strategy may not be the best min-max strategy currently out there. But then again, Foggy is trying to invent and find new ways to play the game and push the boundaries in terms of what is going on in the game and the meta. These Dark Ranger, these Dark Minions are very, very powerful indeed. And normally these Dark Minions would have caused a lot of problem in the early stages of the match. However, it was a Mountain King first who got to level 3, level 2 Thunderclap, making it very difficult for those skeletal minions to do anything, as they would just ended up feeding more experience to the Mountain King as well. Now the follow-up question is going to be, is this Dark Ranger and Alchemist, is he going to be able to out-level that Mountain King, as the Mountain King is getting, should be getting up an additional hero. There it is, the Archmage is now out onto the field, as the Wisp now will try and head back. Mountain King, very low on hit points, now making its way back off to the front here. We may see a Thunderclap or something of that nature. There you go, Thunderclap across multiple units, acting as a bit of damage reduction as well. As you see, all of those units are slowed. Mountain King could be in serious trouble though, taking a lot of damage, down to 135 hit points, now needing to back off. This Footman taking a lot of damage as well. Both sides are getting healed up. The temporary... Wow, is the Footman gonna back off? No, the Footman does not back off in time. Mountain King could have taken some additional hits, as we now see a Scroll of Town Portal teleporting back home. All right, teleporting, no, not back home, back over here to that arcane vault down to the south. Meanwhile, you can see skeletal minions are trying to put pressure down across here. Are we going to perhaps see some additional damage onto those dryads and onto all of these units here? It looks like massive repairs now getting underway. No acid bomb, healing spray being used to try to keep that dryad alive. Dryad is alive ever so barely as more and more units are falling. Stormbolt onto an Archer. Archer quickly gets taken down. Dark Ranger may be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to get out of a tough spot. There was no reason to really be jumping into this fight here. Foggy exposing himself to a guard tower, an arcane tower, without really all doing that much. On top of that, we saw that Th000 correctly upgraded to tier 3 right after Foggy left. That's one thing that you want to do. As soon as your opponent has information on your tech, if you can change your tech up, it can catch your opponent a bit off guard in terms of timing. Alchemist now at level 3. Dark Ranger sitting at level 4. I believe it is a level 4 Mountain King, almost level 5, and still just a level 1 Archmage. No beta feels bad, man. Yeah, it does feel a little bit bad, but thank you for staying or sticking with me as I am still casting, well, I guess this would be vanilla WarCraft 3 at this point, as we're looking at Alchemist, who will stay at level 3. Tome of Agility being dropped and left behind. Let's take a look. Ogre Maulers getting added in here as well. Dark Ranger, primary attribute is Agility, so yeah, definitely going to pick that up for that extra bit of damage. Now, one thing going for Th000. Th000 was able to clear out this, the most difficult creep camp on the map, and also clearing out the other most difficult creep camp on the map right now. Clearing out these level 7 Gargantuan Sea Turtles are going to give very powerful items to that Mountain King. Add on top of that, the Mountain King is already sitting at level 5. Level 5 Mountain King can do wonders. We'll see if perhaps they're going to be looking at big thunderclaps as well, as the Archmage just sits at level 2. Mortar teams, sorceresses, all these units are here ready to go. Meanwhile, still doing a little bit of scouting. Overall supply count 77 compared to 68. Foggy has the supply lead, and many of his units, or some of these units, are coming from that mercenary camp. Also, mass dryads as well, which does not work well against the rifleman mortar army that we're currently looking at. The mortar team's able to get in some additional splash damage or extra damage onto those dryads with their unarmored armor type, as the units are now making their way back off to the north. I don't know how you can have level 2 armor of an unarmored armor type. That just doesn't seem to make sense. You're like, you don't have armor, and you have level 2 of no armor. Anyways, healing spray quickly being used to try to save all of these units, but Th000 is just going to absolutely demolish this army right now. Scrolls of healing not working enough. Dryad just getting absolutely blasted here. Foggy with the supply advantage, but it's not going to matter very much. Archmage and Mountain King are just generating so many additional hit points, but now that the mortar teams are actually in a position where damage could be taken, as they're trying to back into a tight spot here. Mountain King is currently silenced. Let's take a look. Are they going to be repositioned 61 to 79? As we're taking a look, the mortar team should be able to just blast away more units. 55 compared to 76, as we are now fighting amongst a couple of guard towers here. All right, Foggy with the supply advantage still, and that is what's giving him this advantage so far. He went in with a large supply advantage here, and is that going to actually translate as the Archmage gets to level 3? Dark Ranger low on hit points. Let's take a look. Alchemist gets to level 4. Dark Ranger does get a Staff of Preservation home. Alchemist could be in a little bit of trouble. 62 compared to 50 right now. Scroll or Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. Mountain King could get a Stormbolt off to try and finish off that unit. No. Dryads quickly say, you know what? You're not worth it. I'm just going to hit you in the back anyways. Archmage, Paladin, Mountain King. Mountain King currently out on the field. Foggy sitting at 64 supply. Has the larger army, but currently not mining. Meanwhile, Alchemist is sitting at level 4 and has now transitioned into Mountain Giants. Mountain Giants, the new scary frontline offense coming in from those Ancients of Lore. Ancients of Lore just absolutely so powerful. Getting tanky units, getting anti-air, getting anti-magic, getting healers in terms of bears. Just very, very powerful indeed. Healing spray from the Alchemist, keeping all of these Dryads alive and well. Meanwhile, the Mountain King is sitting at level 5.5. Will have maximum mana going into that next battle. Mountain King at 5, Archmage at 3, Paladin at 1, as the units are now going to perhaps make their way through. I will say this about the animation. It feels like the animation on WarCraft 3, compared to what I can remember from WarCraft 3 Reforged, the animation of the Mountain King and all of the units, that they seem to have, they seem to be a little bit more smooth in WarCraft 3 Reforged, while in the classic Frozen Throne, the extremes are a little bit more accentuated, where instead of like a straight smooth punch, it's like far back and then hit, and then the hammer is out for a little bit of time. So it almost feels like, because it is so smooth, it doesn't seem like the same game. I don't know. I need to compare them side by side, but that's almost what it feels like when I look at them, and I'm just watching it. That seems to be my overall feeling, but I'll have to double check and see how that is when I actually play the game on my live monitor. Riflemen are upgraded with Inner Fire, plus 5 additional armor. That's essentially almost 2.5 upgrades. Also additional damage in the attacks. So that is very, very big bonus damage indeed. Mountain King, Archmage is going to try and make their way over here. Meanwhile, Mountain Giants are all in position. Mortar Team's going to try and engage. And you can take a look. Mountain Giants with those giant clubs, how much damage is being done. All right, big thunderclap across multiple units. Wisp are all right here. Silence on that Mountain King. Mountain King is going to try and thunderclap. Yes, gets pretty much all of the Wisp right there. Healing spray, healing up all of those units as well. As you can take a look, Mortar Teams are just blasting the ground once again. Mortar Teams, if they're able to hit down those Dryads, things will be bad, as the on the fight. No Sundering Blades, no Animal War Training, but they do deal bonus damage to those, Mountain Giants already. The Dryads have been unable to really engage in this battle. As you can take a look, while they're just standing in the back, Mountain King still back across over here, still staying alive. Potion of Mana being used once again. Another thunderclap as the Knights, and so much damage just getting added in. Mountain King could get a Stormbolt off perhaps onto that Mountain Giant. No, decides against it, as the units are now backing off. Th000 is still in a great spot. These upgraded Mortar Teams in the very far back, dealing terrible, terrible damage, and can actually force a battle. Watching Reforge on this back and forth, this one looks way better. I'm hoping that they clean up some of the animations. It feels like, because it isn't the same, like the strides are different, it almost feels not quite right. All right, let's take a look at that. Wand of Illusion on Mountain Giants, very interesting. Because of their high hit points, it's very difficult to tell when your units are actually dealing double damage. All right, let's take a look back across over here. Knights in that front line. Ogre Mauler is right there. More damage trying to come across. Let's take a look. How many Mountain Giants is this going to turn into an illusionary GG, as those 3 Mountain Giants are just standing around? All right, Foggy with that Wand of Illusion playing tricks. Knight actually getting caught in transit right there. Where is it going to go? Actually getting hit by some slow poison. Needs to back away down to 195 hit points, 171, and losing a unit to transit is absolutely one of the worst nightmares to have. However, let's take a look at this now. The mortar teams are going to be shooting from behind the forest. The forest seems to be attacking you right now. That one tree of life going to get taken out. And let's take a look. All of these mortar teams are in the very far back saying, do you want to engage me? All of my high damage glass cannon units are very well protected. All right, mortar team's going to try and blast away. Yes, get some easy dryads already. As you can just attack the ground in the back. There's a big thunderclap across multiple units as the units are now trying to head back as well. Fairy dragons are joining into the skies, but fly machines are there to quickly take care of it and handle it already. Though looks like he is in a great spot as he is still on 2 bases compared to his opponent's 1. Main bases are nearly mined out. 2 minutes left for the Foggy's base, 1.5 minutes left for Th000 as the battle is still raging on here. Mountain King, perhaps it can get a big thunderclap if it can use Boots of Speed and just run up across multiple units. Oh, there was a big silence right there. Could have taken out multiple wisps, but unable to do exactly that as the flying machines still flying overhead. Foggy seeing that 73 supply being forced to retreat all the way back here. Nothing being left behind at all as Th000 is going to be coming in for the kill. Flying machines off to the flanking side once again. Mountain giants are here ready to go. Are they going to try and engage and dive on in? There's some healing spray. Units were standing around, well, getting that nice healing bath, but this couldn't go from bad to worse very quickly as mortar teams are going to be able to shut down these moonwells so quick. And, well, there goes the natural healing and the home base advantage of the Night Elf. Mortar teams quickly gonna, well, perhaps deal damage to the Altar of Elders, taking this time to take out key buildings. Altar of Elders now gone as well. Mortar teams are just positioning themselves in a way to, well, try and engage. Mountain King is right there. There's another volley. Mountain King, is it gonna, oh, so there's the silence. Are we gonna get a thunderclap? Yes, we are. Not enough detonations. Couple of slows to go around. Mountain King still has a bit of mana and could come in with another thunderclap once more. Ogre Maulers suffering a lot of damage. Knights, no Sundering Blades, does have animal war training. Dryads are trying to reposition themselves and get within 0 range. As you can see, so much splat damage happening already. All right, Mountain King does not have enough mana as of yet. Could go for another thunderclap here. Staff of Preservation saves a bear, though, as the Mountain Giant's still trying to head back. All right, let's see where are we all going to go next. Key units. There's another thunderclap only hitting 2 Mountain Giants. 76 supply compared to 64. Knights are going to try and chase after some key units as the Dark Ranger is about to get taken down. No, Staff of Preservation saves again. Knights heading back off to the north here. Mountain Giants and all of these units are split left and right. Mountain King does not have enough mana for a Stormbolt as of yet. Mountain Giant will be able to swing back around. This expansion, no matter what the minimap says, is not currently available, as we are going to be looking at more units still getting added in. All right, rejuvenation on the bears to try and keep them alive a little while longer. The bears are going to try to dive in. 63 supply compared to 68 as the, well, Knights, Riflemen, Sorceress, Mortar teams, all the beautiful unit combination with the Mountain King leading the army in that front line spot. There's a big clap as well, getting to level 6. Level 6 on the Mountain King now. Blizzard being rained down. Another thunderclap. And this is just the beginning of the end. Mountain Giant's gonna, nope, not gonna fall. Dark Ranger able to save still. 59 supply compared to 71. As the Riflemen just trying to bait all of these units into an unfavorable situation. All right, Mountain King, where is it going? Where is that Mountain King? Right here. 60 mana, not that much really to talk about. You can see a handful of Mountain Giants, 3-3 fully upgraded. That is the reason why those units are so difficult to take out, as the units are able to back up again. There goes another unit. Archmage is at 3. Level 2 Brilliance Aura, level 1 Blizzard. That is the combination that we're looking at right now. That's the reason why the Mountain King still has mana. A big thunderclap followed by some Blizzard. Down goes some more units as the Mountain King is still alive here. Inner Fire, 11 armor on the Paladin. Meanwhile, the Mountain King is also at a 15 armor. Such high armor on these frontline units. They are able to stay alive so easily, as we may end up getting a knight taken down right here. All right, no, staff preservation saves one. Holy Light trying to save a knight. Mountain King looking to get a thunderclap. Is it going to get a clap in? Yes, it does. Getting so many wisp kills right there, trying to finish off the remaining units, as the blizzard is now raining down and finishing off some of those mountain giants as well. All right, more damage still coming through. Let's take a look. There goes a bear. Another mountain giant's going to fall. And with that, Foggy's army is now sub 40 compared to Th000's 70 army. There goes another mountain giant. And that is going to be the game. Th000 out macroing and out clearing, or getting more experience. Foggy was ahead for a little bit of time, but, well, unable to capitalize on the advantage. A couple of bad fights and a couple of additional losses ends up giving Th000 the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.